the tiny speck of a nation called Qatar, wedged between Saudi Arabia and Iran. There have been no protests or demonstrations there. That might be because the 250,000 Qatari citizens are the richest people in the world, and there are no taxes. The emir is the master of everything he surveys. All around him, revolutions are swirling, regimes are teetering, dictators falling. Yet his desert country is an oasis of tranquility. You are surrounded, Emir, by revolution. We call it the Arab Spring. How have you managed to avoid it?
We started our Qatari Spring a long time ago.
To be precise, 16 years ago, when the emir overthrew his father in a palace coup and started creating a country which could startle anyone living anywhere else. I think Americans are going to be shocked about a few things here. That there are no taxes, that electricity is free, health care is free, education is free. Sounds like a paradise.
Well, I welcome you in this paradise.
The emir's paradise is rising from the sands along the western edge of the Arabian Gulf. In Doha, Qatar's capital, entire new neighborhoods have been built on land reclaimed from the sea. And the buildings have one thing in common: bling. Doha's skyline looks like it was designed by architects who didn't talk to each other, didn't like each other, and engaged in experiments they could never get away with at home. And a Qatari can live anywhere without ever leaving home. A virtual Venice is around the corner, Rodeo Drive is down the block, and there are world-class restaurants in the ancient Arab souk, which was built 5 years ago. Fahad El-Attiyah, one of the royal family's army of advisors, took us for a drive. You were born here?
Yes, born in Qatar.
There wasn't any of this?
There wasn't, yes.
Nothing?
Nothing.
How far back do you have to go? Your grandfather or your great-grandfather lived in tents?
My father.
Your father lived in a tent?
Yes. The amazing thing, it is my father's generation that transitioned from living in a tent to living in an urban environment, from commuting in a camel to commuting in a 747. And that transition within such a short period of time is astonishing.
The work is being done by a million-man army of immigrants. 94% of Qatar's labor force is foreign, Filipinos, Indians, Nepalese mainly, creating a home for a mere 250,000 Qataris. Paying for it? No problem. Qatar sits on top of the third largest natural gas reserves on the planet. A new plant called the Pearl turns those reserves into liquid fuels. It cost $18 billion and took 5 years to build. It is the largest, most sophisticated plant of its kind and a centerpiece of the emir's strategy to keep Qatar rich. When we ran into him at its inauguration, he seemed genuinely proud. Well, congratulations. Now you've got the biggest plant in the world.
Oh, that's great. Well, I'm happy that they finish it.
Indeed.
Yeah.
On time, too. Time is a precious commodity here. Everything's happening at once. They're finishing a new hospital. The Qataris say will be one of the most advanced in the world. There's a new concert hall with a new symphony orchestra. The emir imported the musicians. 6 American universities have built campuses here, offering American degrees in the heart of the Middle East. The Museum of Islamic Art, with $1 billion collection, opened last year. Admission, of course, is free.
Everything is free. That become like a part of our culture. Definitely.
Sheikh Hamad bin Jassim is Qatar's prime minister.
Even when the people died, we take care of them.
Free funerals.
Yes.
From cradle to grave.
Yes.
Everything's
yes.
taken care of.
That's we can make a logo.
This is a pretty good place to live.
Yes. We are living in good environments.